My child, can you give me 1 minute? Stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Don't slip away from this moment the way you have so many times before. I am stepping into your day, into your thoughts, into your atmosphere, not to control you, but to protect what I am sending to you. Just this breath, just this pause, because something you have been praying for is close, closer than you realize, and I need your attention to guard it. Listen to me. You have been negotiating with thoughts I already dismissed. You have been sitting at a table with voices I already marked as unauthorized, rereading their arguments, explaining yourself to them, letting them linger like guests who never paid for a seat. You do not have to debate every visitor to your mind. Some thoughts are thieves dressed as counselors. Some knocks at the door are not opportunities, they are disruptions. Your mind is not a hallway, it is a room. It is not a dumpster, it is a gate. Seats are limited in your destiny. There is reserved seating with your name on it, and you do not owe space to every opinion, every fear, every replay of yesterday, every what-if movie trying to hijack your focus. My beloved child, there is a table I set for you in this season. Purpose sits there, peace sits there, clarity sits there, and you have been offering those chairs to doubts that never earned the right to speak. Feel the urgency in my voice. Not because I am angry with you, but because I am guarding what is near. You are close to what you prayed for, but you can miss it by entertaining the wrong voice. Close does not mean automatic. Near does not mean noticed. If you let the loudest knock determine admission, you may miss what I place quietly, precisely, right in front of you. So hear me. You don't have to negotiate with every thought. Some must be dismissed on arrival. You are not obligated to prove your worth to condemnation, to explain your pace to comparison, to ask permission from fear, or to rehearse regrets I already forgave. When they knock, you can say, "No seat for you," and shut the door. And I will make this simple. Today, not someday, I will walk you through a thought audit. I will show you how to decide what gets a seat and what gets removed, how to spot the costume of fear, how to refuse shame's microphone, how to clear the room and keep it clear. For now, breathe. Stay with me. Let me hush the noise. Your focus is a key, and I am placing it in your hand. I saw the battle in your head, not the one you explain in neat phrases to make others comfortable. The quiet war you never posted about. I saw the late-night spirals where you stared at the ceiling, tracing worst-case stories on the dark, counting what-ifs instead of sheep. I saw you sit upright at 2 a.m., a heart pounding over a sentence someone said 3 days ago, replaying it line by line like it could undo you. I saw you open your phone to drown the noise, and the feed made it louder. I saw you tiptoe back to sleep and wake up with the dread still sitting on your chest like a weight that forgot to leave. I saw you in the morning, how the alarm sounded like judgment, how you practiced a smile in the mirror and hoped it would stick. I saw you nod through conversations while your thoughts were in another room. I saw you laugh at jokes you did not hear. I saw you hold your breath in crowded places because breathing felt like permission to feel everything. I saw the bathroom stall prayers, the car parked too long pauses, the "I just need a second" moments that were really you holding back tears you were tired of explaining. I saw the coffee you didn't even taste, the meals you skipped, the list you wrote to feel in control, the list you avoided because control felt impossible. Listen to me. Intrusive thoughts are loud, they are repetitive. They imitate authority with volume. They circle, they loop, they flash images you did not ask for, scenes that feel like warnings but only steal your peace. That flood is not proof that you are broken or faithless. It is not evidence that you failed me. I never graded your mind for being a battlefield. I never condemned you for being human in a hard season. I saw it all, and I stayed. I did not flinch when the picture in your head was ugly. I did not withdraw when the noise inside you made you quiet on the outside. Let me name the cycle so you don't blame yourself for it anymore. Fear whispers, then paints mental images. The images spark self-condemnation. Condemnation drains your strength. Exhaustion makes you numb. Numbness opens the door to more intrusive thoughts, and the spiral restarts. Fear to image, image to shame, shame to exhaustion, exhaustion to numbness, numbness to more noise. This did not mean you were weak in me. It meant you were weary from carrying a war you thought you had to hide. You weren't rejecting me. You were trying to survive the noise. You busied your hands to quiet your head. You scrolled to silence a scream you had no words for. You said, "I'm fine," because honest would have flooded the room. You avoided that call, that plan, that mirror, because your soul needed a softer light. I saw you choose small comforts, not because you love me less, but because the storm was loud and you needed a roof. I did not shame you for taking cover. I sat in the shelter with you. I counted your breaths. I kept watch while you slept. And hear me now. You are not condemned for having the fight. You are loved in the middle of it. I am not here to blame you. I am here to guard you. Because I saw the quiet war, I am giving you a way to keep your mind safe without becoming harsh with yourself. I will show you how to close the door gently but firmly, how to keep the table set for peace. Breathe with me. Stay present. Because I saw it all, I will teach you to guard it, and we will do it step by step, starting with how you choose who gets a seat. My child, come closer and listen. Your mind is a gate, not a dumpster. It is a gatehouse with a key in your hand, not an alley where anything may be thrown and left to rot. Your destiny is a table I set with care, purpose at one place, peace at another, clarity and courage side by side, and thoughts arrive like guests knocking, asking for a seat. Some come dressed in truth, others wear costumes that look wise from a distance, but unravel at the first question. Seats are limited. That limitation is holy. It keeps your table from becoming a courtroom for lies or a stage for fear. Understand the difference between a passing thought and a planted thought. A passing thought brushes against you like wind. It moves on when you do not entertain it. A planted thought sinks roots when you rehearse it, when you feed it attention, when you give it a chair and ask it to speak again. What you repeatedly entertain becomes a belief. Beliefs become directions. Directions turn into habits. Habits shape your days, and days become your life. You are not defined by what knocks. You are directed by what you seat. I will make this simple for you. Before any thought gets a chair, give it the seat test. Ask, does this thought lead me toward life, toward clarity, toward courage, toward love? Does it make me more present, more grounded, more at peace with the road I am walking with you? Then ask the other side. Or does this thought push me toward panic, toward shame, toward confusion, toward retreat? Does it make me hide, perform, or punish myself? My beloved child, I do not send thoughts that strip hope, erase dignity, or bully you into silence. If a thought fails the test, it does not get a seat, no matter how familiar it feels, no matter how loud it knocks, no matter who first spoke it over you. Do not confuse boundaries with control. The gate is not a prison. It is protection for what I am preparing. When I ask you to guard the door, I am not limiting your life. I am protecting your future. Love builds fences so peace can grow. Love posts a guard because wolves prowl. Love says, only what nourishes may stay. I am not asking you to live tense. I am teaching you to live tended. You are keeping a garden, not managing a landfill. Now breathe with me and take your place at the door. You decide the guest list. You and I together discern who enters and who leaves. And because I will not leave you guessing, I am about to show you which voices do not qualify, no matter how wise they pretend to sound, no matter how long they've sat at your table, so that your mind stays aligned and your chair is free for what is close. My child, let us begin with the loudest costume in the room. Fear that pretends to be wisdom. It arrives wearing a suit it calls realistic. It carries a clipboard labeled "Just Being Careful," and it offers reports filled with risks but starved of hope. Wisdom plans with peace. Fear plans with panic. Wisdom looks ahead with a steady hand. Fear stares ahead with shaking knees and calls the tremble maturity. Listen to me. If the counsel in your head only tightens your chest, narrows your vision, and makes retreat look righteous, that is not wisdom. That is a thief with glasses on. Hear the scripts it loves to read. What if it fails? What if they leave? What if you're too late? What if you're too much? What if you're not enough? What if you misheard? What if God doesn't come through? It repeats these lines as if repetition makes them true. It paints you a slideshow of disaster and calls it foresight. It keeps you preparing without ever permitting you to proceed. It nods solemnly while it slides a leash around your neck. Look at fear's fruit and you will know its root. Paralysis dressed as prudence. Procrastination disguised as research. Over-planning that keeps growing branches but never bears fruit. Control habits that choke the life out of what you love. Because if you can contain it, you believe you won't be hurt by it. Avoidance of the very doors I just opened for you, because stepping through might mean being seen, being stretched, being blessed. Fear makes you rework the map while the road stands clear in front of you. Fear tells you to wait until you feel nothing before you move. Wisdom teaches you to move with me even when your feelings are noisy. So test it at the door. Ask, does this voice produce clarity, courage, and steady peace? If a thought only produces panic and retreat, it is fear in disguise, and it cannot sit at your table. Say it with me. No seat for fear. And when it argues, answer with the authority I gave you. That thought is not a warning, it's a leash. Release it. Speak to it like you would a trespasser. You may knock, but you will not enter. I am not negotiating with you. I am walking forward with peace. I am with you in the step you take, not in the spiral you rehearse. Practice this today in small ways and great ones. When the what-ifs start their chorus, breathe and choose the next right step, the next faithful call, the next simple act of obedience. You do not need 100 steps illuminated. You need one step walked with me. I am not asking you to feel brave. I am training you to seat brave. Let fear stand outside in the weather while you and peace share the table I prepared. And when fear is escorted out, its closest companion will try to slide into the vacant chair with a heavy voice that sounds holy. Condemnation. Do not worry. I will show you how to recognize it and remove it too. Stay with me at the door. We are still setting your table for what is close. My child, stay with me at the door. When fear is refused, another voice knocks with a heavy robe and solemn tone, pretending to be holy so you will bow to it. It calls itself conviction, but it is not. Conviction is my hand on your shoulder, precise and kind, pointing to a step and lifting you into it. Condemnation is a boot on your neck, vague and crushing, pushing your face into the ground and calling it humility. Hear me clearly. I do not speak to you in a voice that removes hope. I do not discipline you by erasing your dignity. I correct to restore. I never accuse to destroy. Listen to condemnation's soundtrack so you recognize it on arrival. You always ruin it. You're not really changed. God is tired of you. This is who you are, and it will never be different. You don't deserve good. Don't even try. You'll mess it up again. Hide it. Hide yourself. It loops these lines like a dirge, not to lead you forward, but to glue you to shame. It names your identity by your worst moment and then demands you agree. Its goal is simple: keep you hiding, self-punishing, delaying obedience until you feel worthy. It whispers, do penance before you pray, get perfect before you return, earn back your place before you take your next step. And while you are busy trying to pay for what I already covered, purpose waits, joy waits, relationships wait, the next assignment waits. Condemnation is a thief that steals time by trapping you in self-judgment. It makes a religion out of regret and calls inactivity reverence. So let me give you the test at the door. Ask, is this thought specific, redemptive, and leading me to a clear next step with peace in it? That is conviction. It says, that word was harsh, go make it right, and hands you courage. It says, choose truth here, choose rest now, and stands with you while you do it. Now ask, is this thought generalized, identity-destroying, and fogging the way forward? That is condemnation. It says, you are the problem. You are unlovable. You should be ashamed, and offers no path home. If a thought removes hope and pushes you into shame, it is condemnation, not my voice, and it must be removed. Here is how you answer it with the authority I gave you. No seat for condemnation. I receive correction. I refuse accusation. I am not hiding. I am returning. I am not paying. I am receiving. Speak it out. This thought does not get to name me. My name is my child, forgiven and guided. When the replay tries to roll again, shut it like a file already stamped settled. Why, when it argues, let me answer it. I am not tired of you. I am not disgusted with you. I am invested in you. I am leading you. Lift your head. Do the one right thing in front of you with me. Send the message. Take the pause. Make the amends. Choose the healthy yes or the necessary no. And then come sit at the table without earning your chair. That is how you keep the room clean. Receive precise correction. Dismiss crushing accusation. And move in grace. And because condemnation loves to leave you on the sidelines, the next thief waits at the edge to direct your eyes away from your lane. Comparison. We will expose it next, because it makes you doubt your timing and forget your assignment if you let it sit. Stay with me. We are guarding your mind for what is close. My child, stay with me. Keep your hand on the doorknob. The next voice arrives with a measuring tape and a map it claims is necessary. Comparison. It tells you where you should be by pointing to where someone else is. It calls another person's highlight your proof of failure, and it dares to rename your calling not enough. Listen to me. Comparison is a counterfeit compass. It points you everywhere but your assignment. It spins you in circles and then blames you for being dizzy. Let me expose its lie so it loses power. Comparison measures your behind the scenes against someone else's highlight and calls it truth. It stares at their finished chapter and declares your draft a disaster. It forgets editing exists. It forgets process exists. It ignores seasons, budgets, bodies, histories, and graces, and demands you produce identical fruit from a different soil, in a different climate, under a different sun. When you swallow it, you start calling jealousy discernment, picking apart their method to justify your ache. You feel that slump after scrolling, the sigh, the heaviness, the foggy sadness with no clear source. You look at your own progress and suddenly feel contempt for what minutes ago felt like a miracle. You were grateful, and then you compared, and gratitude turned gray. Hear its symptoms and name them at the door. Sudden urgency to change your whole plan because of a post you saw. The impulse to announce something before it's ready so you can prove you're still in the game. the bitter taste that criticizes their joy to protect your disappointment, the tightening in your chest that says, I'm behind, I'm late, I've been skipped. That is timeline panic, comparison's favorite poison. It hisses, everyone else figured it out but you, your window closed, you missed the moment, and then it shoves you into rushed choices or paralyzed delay. Breathe and hear me. Their lane is not your lane. Their pace is not your pace. Their process is not your proof. I am not building you by their blueprint. I am not timing you by their clock. I arranged your appointments. I held your pauses. I protected you from rooms you thought you wanted, so you could grow into rooms that will keep you. Close does not mean copy. Near does not mean hurry. Presence, not panic, is how you meet what is coming, so test it at the door. Ask, does this thought increase honor, clarity, and steady focus on my next faithful step? Or does it breed haste, resentment, and self-contempt? If it demands performance and steals peace, it is comparison, and it must leave. Say it with me. No seat for comparison. I bless their lane. I choose my assignment. Their pace is not my pace. Their process is not my proof. I will not trade grace for speed. Practice this today. When the scroll sinks your heart, stop, put the phone down, breathe. Name 3 small obediences you can do now. Bless the one you were tempted to resent. Say out loud, may they flourish in their lane, and feel how that blessing loosens the knot in your chest. Then return to the one step I am asking of you. Gratitude and honor are the true north that reorient you. And hear me, when comparison leaves, another voice tries to enter. Regret, replay, and self-punishment about the past. It will tell you that if you had started sooner, you wouldn't feel behind now. Stay at the door with me. We will answer regret next, and we will not let it take a seat that belongs to peace. My child, keep your hand on the doorknob with me. Regret is approaching like an old friend with home keys it no longer owns. It arrives carrying a projector, dimming the room, rolling clips you did not ask to watch, the sentence you wish you hadn't said, the opportunity you wish you had taken, the relationship you wish you had guarded, the night you'd erase if you could. It strings together imagined alternate endings and whispers, if only, if only, if only, as if saying it enough could rewrite yesterday. It directs scenes where you do it perfectly this time, then prosecutes you for not having done it then. It is both director and accuser, and it wants a seat. Listen to me. If I have released you from the past, you must stop seating regret at the table as if it has authority. Regret loves to rename my protection as your failure. You called it loss. I called it rescue. You called it denial. I called it direction. You called it a missed chance. I called it a spared wound. There were rooms you begged to enter that would have devoured your peace. There were paths that glowed for a moment and would have stolen years. I closed doors to keep your life. I rerouted to keep your purpose. Not punishment, protection. Not rejection, redirection. Regret is not content to mourn. It wants to manage you with punishment thinking. It says, you must earn your way back. You should suffer a little before you receive. Don't trust good things. You forfeited that. It teaches you to sabotage joy, to delay obedience until you are perfect, to treat every blessing like a test. You are destined to fail. It keeps you performing penance long after the lesson is learned, measuring your worth by your wound. That is not me. I do not require you to bleed excellence to prove you've changed. I do not withhold peace until you prove you will never need grace again. I correct to restore. I do not condemn to control. So test it at the door. Ask, does this thought end in a clear, humble step that brings peace? Healthy sorrow does that. It says, apologize, repair, Choose wiser. And then it lets you live. Regret's replay does not. It loops, it fogs, it paralyzes. It makes you rewatch the bruise without ever choosing the next good thing. If it steals hope and keeps you in the theater of yesterday, it is not from me. Say it with me now. No seat for regret. The case is closed. The film is returned to the shelf. The projector is unplugged. Here is your release practice, simple and strong. Bless the lesson, release the punishment, and come back to today. Speak it out. I bless the lesson, that wisdom may root in me. I release the punishment. I will not keep paying for what is forgiven. I come back to today, this breath, this step, this assignment. Place your attention where your feet are. Choose one present obedience. Send the message. Make the amends. Update the boundary. Honor the rest. Do the kind thing. Then sit down at the table I set, without fear that your chair will be pulled away. And hear me. When regret can't control you, the mind often shifts tactics, projecting worst-case fantasies and flashing what-if visions that feel like warnings dressed in urgency. Do not be afraid. We will answer those next, and I will teach you how to tell intensity from authority so your mind stays aligned for what is close. My child, here we are. Those flashes, those what-if movies, those sudden images that feel like alarms. Let me speak into them now. Stop right here with me. Don't surrender your breath to a picture in your head. A thought being intense does not make it true. A feeling being loud does not make it wise. Intensity is not authority. Intrusive thoughts may be loud, but they are not leaders. Intrusive thoughts love costume and timing. They arrive fast. They shout urgent. They jab at your ribs with invisible hands and say, "Solve me now, or something terrible will happen." They flash scenes that make your body brace. Your chest tightens, your stomach drops, your jaw locks, and then they claim, "See, because you feel this, you must obey me." But dread is not discernment. Guidance carries peace even when it warns. Agitation steals peace even when it pretends to protect. You can test this in real time. If the thought floods you with panic and strips your ability to be here, now with me, it is not guidance. It is agitation. It is noise at the door, not a map for your feet. Let me teach you how to answer it. 3 steps, simple and repeatable. First, label it. Call it what it is. Intrusive. Say it out loud if you must. This is an intrusive thought, not a prophecy, not a command. Naming deflates the costume. Second, limit it. Refuse the rumination interview. Do not sit it down and serve it tea. Do not rewind and analyze angles to prove yourself safe. Say, no seat, no replay, no research spiral. Close the tab in your mind. Third, replace your posture. Return to breath. Return to truth. Return to the next right action. Breathe slowly, 4 in, 6 out, until your body remembers it is not in danger. Speak truth. I do not follow dread. I follow peace. I am not late. I am led. Then do the next right small thing in front of you. Wash the dish. Send the honest text. Take the short walk. Finish the paragraph. Presence over panic. Obedience over overthinking. 1 step with me breaks 100 loops without me. Hear me. I am not asking you to argue with the image or to win a debate with the what if. I am training you to starve it of attention and feed your alignment instead. Intrusive thoughts thrive on urgency and attention. They fade when you meet them with naming, boundary, and a grounded return to the life in your hands. And if they knock again, do the same again. Label, limit, replace. Consistency will teach your mind what voice to trust. Why are they knocking so loudly now? Because something is close. Because alignment matters in this hour. because the enemy of your focus knows timing and distraction is cheaper than defeat. That is why I am reminding you who you are when the noise is loud. You are not the movie in your mind. You are not the dread in your chest. You are mine. You are the one holding the key at the gate. You choose who sits. You carry authority at the door. Stay with me, beloved child. Next, I will place that authority in your hands so firmly that when the knock comes, you will answer from identity, not from fear. My child, lean in and hear me. You are not the thought. You are not the movie. You are not the fear's narration or the shame's script. You are the one with the key in your hand. You are the gatekeeper. You are my child. You are the one who decides which voice you follow. Stop letting every knock define you. Stop letting every headline in your head be the headline of your life. I placed authority at your door, not to make you hard, not to make you suspicious, but to make you free. I'm not making you couture, I'm making you free. Listen to me and let this settle like a warm blanket on your shoulders. I never left you in the spiral. I was with you in the silence. I was with you when you couldn't pray, when your mouth was tired and your eyes stung and your hands just held the pillow. I counted those breaths as prayers. I read the ache behind your quiet. I sat beside you while the loop ran, and I guarded what you could not name. I do not hand you authority because I'm angry. I hand you authority because I'm here, because I love you, because you have a future to meet awake. This is not a fortress built out of fear. This is a tended gate for a living garden. Seat assignment matters because your destiny table has limited chairs. Some thoughts are honored guests. Peace, courage, clarity. They get a seat. They feed you. They steady your hands. Some thoughts get a boundary. Fear and shame, noise and numbness. They may knock, but they do not dine. And some thoughts are removed on arrival. Intrusive images, looping accusations, counterfeit warnings that steal your breath. Escort them out without ceremony. You are not rude when you protect what I am building in you. You are responsible. Practice the language of the door with me. When peace knocks, say, "Welcome, you always have a chair." When courage arrives trembling, say, "Sit, trembling is allowed, quitting is not." When clarity comes like a small light, say, "You don't have to be bright to be true, come closer." When fear argues, answer, "Boundary, you may not sit." When shame hisses, respond, "Removed, you do not name me." When an intrusive picture flashes, speak, labeled and limited, no seat, no replay. Your words are not magic, they are alignment. They train your mind to recognize what carries my tone. Lift your chin, beloved. You are not a prisoner of thought. You are a steward of atmosphere. You are not a hostage to noise. You are a keeper of peace. Authority does not make you harsh toward yourself. It makes you kind and consistent. It teaches you to hold the door gently but firmly, to bless what is true and to dismiss what is theft. Take this into your day. When you feel overwhelmed, you are not failing. You are being invited to choose again at the door. Now breathe with me, because next I will place a simple, daily method in your hands, light enough to carry when you are tired, strong enough to keep your table clean. Consistency over intensity, a way to audit the thought, dismiss the thief, and choose the next right step with me. My child, here is the simple practice I promised. Light enough to carry on a tired day, strong enough to keep your table clean. Step 1. Pause and return to presence. Give me 1 minute, just this breath. Stop right here. Put your feet on the floor, unclench your jaw. Place your hand on your chest and feel it rise. Whisper, "I am here. You are here." Not tomorrow, not yesterday, this moment. Attention is the key that fits the lock at your gate. When you return to this breath with me, the room gets quiet enough to hear which knock is which. Step 2. Name the thought so you can place it. What you name, you can set. Say it plainly. Fear, condemnation, comparison, regret. Intrusive what if. If you need to, say it out loud so your body hears your spirit leading. Labeling is not obsessing, it is ordering. It moves the voice from the head of your table to the threshold where it belongs. Step 3. Apply the seat test. Ask, does this thought produce peace and direction or panic and self-hate? Does this voice clarify my next faithful step or blur me in confusion and urgency? Guidance carries peace. Even when it stretches you, it steadies you. Agitation steals breath and bullies you into hiding or hurry. If peace and direction rise, seat it. If panic, shame, and retreat surge, it fails the test. Step 4. Issue a boundary statement. Speak with the authority I placed at your door. You don't get a seat, you don't get a vote, you don't get to drive. Tell fear, you can knock, but you will not enter. Tell condemnation, correction is welcome, accusation is removed. Tell comparison, their lane is blessed, my lane is chosen. Tell regret, lesson kept, punishment released. Tell the intrusive what if, labeled and limited, no seat, no replay. Step 5. Replace it with one grounded action. Movement breaks rumination. Do one small, honest next step with me. Make the call you've been avoiding. Wash the one dish in the sink. Step outside and breathe the open air. Write the 2-sentence email. Drink the glass of water. Set the 5-minute timer and begin. Choose the 15-minute rest and close your eyes. Whisper the prayer sentence. Lead me in peace for the next right step. Action anchors you in the life I actually gave you, not the movie playing in your head. Now hear the secret that will change your days. Consistency, not intensity, retrains your mind. Do this in the morning when you wake, at midday when your energy dips, and in the evening before you sleep. It will take you 1 minute, just this breath. Audit the thought, dismiss the thief, choose the next right step. As you practice this, you will notice something. Your attention returns, your senses sharpen. You stop missing the quiet nudge, the timely name, the email you were meant to open, the door I cracked for you. Presence becomes your home again, and from presence you will recognize what I am sending because it will carry the same peace you chose at the door. Stay here with me. We are keeping your table ready for what is close. My child, stay with me right here. Don't rush, don't scroll, don't slip away from this exact breath I arranged for you. You feel it, don't you? Something is shifting, quietly, steadily, finally. It's not loud like fireworks, it's sure like sunrise. I am stepping into your day, into your thoughts, into your atmosphere to tell you this plain. What you prayed for is close, closer than your fear wants you to believe. Close enough that presence matters more than pressure right now. Hear me with your whole heart. The danger in this hour is not lack of power, not lack of favor, not lack of opportunity. The danger is lack of presence. Open doors can swing a few inches at a time while you are in your head negotiating with voices I already dismissed. Provision can stand in front of you wearing ordinary clothes while you replay yesterday or pre-live tomorrow. Invitations can whisper your name while you are arguing with a picture in your mind. I am not scolding you, I am protecting you. I am guarding you from missing what carries your name because you gave your chair to noise. This is why we guarded the door. When panic is not seated, clarity appears. When shame is removed, discernment wakes. When comparison leaves, your true pace returns. When the intrusive what if is labeled and limited, your eyes lift to the actual road I set before you. Guidance comes like this: a simple nudge toward a phone call, a gentle check to rest now, a quiet yes to a small opportunity, a person's name rising with peace, a line in an email that glows to you while others scroll past it. Presence lets you see timing, where peace lands, where courage rises, where the room opens. Peace is the passport, panic is the counterfeit. Breathe and listen. You are not behind. You are being aligned. This is choreography, not chaos. I have been staging encounters, readying resources, softening hearts, weaving paths. I closed certain doors so your feet would be at the right hallway today. Close does not mean hurry. Near does not mean frantic. Near means attentive. Near means gentle. Near means steady. So now respond, small, humble, and real, because agreement is a doorway. Whisper yes to the next right step. Open your calendar and block the 15 minutes I've been nudging you to honor. Send the simple, honest message without theatrical pressure. Put your shoes by the door for the morning walk you keep postponing. Lay the document out where you will see it and start the first paragraph. Release the tab you keep doom reading and come back to the task in your hands. Say with me, even softly, I agree with peace. I dismiss panic. I choose the next right step. That yes is not performative. It is alignment. That small act is not trivial. It is a key. Stay present with me. Keep your hand on the doorknob. Watch how quickly the subtle becomes visible when the table is kept for peace. What you prayed for is close, and distraction is the only risk. Hold this moment with me, because next we will seal this alignment with a clear response and step forward together. My child, seal this with me now. Don't rush past this door we just guarded. This is the moment where agreement becomes action, where alignment becomes motion. Today you decide the guest list in your mind. Dismiss the thieves, seat peace, and walk forward with me. Put your hand on your heart and say it out loud with me, clear and simple. I dismiss fear. I dismiss condemnation. I release comparison. I release regret. I refuse intrusive what-if narratives. I welcome peace. I seat courage. I choose clarity. I choose the next right step. Now make it tangible. Take 60 seconds right now. Grab a pen or open a note. Write the one thought that keeps knocking, the one that loops the loudest. Under it, label it fear, condemnation, comparison, regret, or intrusive what-if. Then write your boundary statement beneath it in your own words, strong and kind. No seat, no replay, no research spiral. Or correction welcome, accusation removed. Or I bless their lane, I choose my assignment. Or lesson kept, punishment released. Or labeled intrusive, limited, I return to peace. Date it. This is your gatekeeping in ink, your authority on paper, your yes to me recorded in time. To anchor your yes publicly and protect your alignment, make your response a testimony now. Comment: God guard my mind. My destiny has reserved seats. This is not for performance. It is for agreement. It tells your own heart which table it belongs to. And because love protects, send this to someone who has been trapped in the spiral, someone whose eyes you've seen go distant while their thoughts run hot. Share peace like a key. Give them language for the door. If this channel helps you stay anchored, you can support through super thanks so more hearts hear this message. That generosity becomes another chair for peace at someone else's table, another lamp in someone else's hallway when the night tries to spread. Now breathe, lift your chin. Place your feet where you are and take one small, faithful step. Make the call, block the 15 minutes, put the shoes by the door, finish the paragraph, drink the water, whisper, lead me in peace for the next right step, and then take it. I am with you in this step. I am with you in the next. I am with you at the door every time a knock comes. Nothing about this is random. Everything about this is care. Your breakthrough is near, and presence is how you meet it. I bless your gatekeeping. I bless your focus. I bless your courage that trembles and still chooses. Walk forward with me now. You are not alone, and you are not losing. Your mind is learning peace again.